Alright, I've just done something very silly indeed, and that is record a commentary for an 18-minute long video, but have the recording source set to the game audio instead of the microphone. So I've just lost that commentary entirely. To be honest, it was getting quite late anyway, so there's a good chance I wasn't going to get it edited tonight. But to fill the void, instead what we're going to do is just look at these ridiculous tree kangaroo clips, which have been sitting for a while. Some of them are more recent than others. And then at the very end of the video, we'll have a look at some test server clips. I couldn't actually find some of the best test server clips, but yeah, suffice to say that tree kangaroo, a lot of time was spent trying to balance it. Actually, this round's quite interesting because it shows mole getting silly, and I think it can actually remove ailments as well. In fact, we've got two mole clips back to back. So the mole gets silly, but then it removes its own silly in order to summon another mole. So yeah, pretty weird behavior, but also funny to see. And then there are also some clips submitted by Not a Game Devlog. We were all trying to get these funny tree kangaroo clips at the same time in the Discord. So everyone was deliberately putting tree kangaroo at the back of their team with no perk. And that would result in these ridiculous chains where the tree kangaroos get silly and then they make everything else silly and it all just becomes a complete mess. This round is a bit more basic, but I think we win because the Stego gives the Ibex a bunch of stats there. Could be wrong. This one I think has just been patched out very recently, but it shows that Sneaky Egg was originally able to knock anything out when it got silly. That's definitely been fixed now, but there probably are some other ones like that still exist. I guess a lot of people just don't play Tree Kangaroo because it's so unreliable. You really need to take Geranuk in order to make sure that they don't have any perks. But here's another one where myself and the opponent both have a Tree Kangaroo with no perk, and it all goes a bit silly. Yeah, a bunch of units end up... I don't think everyone does. In fact, the Bakunawa ends up replacing some of the silly with Sleepy. But in one version of the test, it wasn't possible for Tree Kangaroo to activate itself. So that was like the safety valve to prevent these types of chain reactions going off, but I guess somewhere along the line that change got reverted. So hopefully in the future that one gets fixed. I mean, in practical terms, I don't think it really matters too much. Like I was saying, not many people play Tree Kangaroo in the first place, and oftentimes a lot of the units at the back of the opposing team are worthless, and it doesn't really make any difference. But you can get crazy rounds like this every now and again, where the II just goes nuts, giving every team loads and loads of stats. That was also from Not a Game Devlog, and then here's one from me against Freets. This is all from a very similar time frame when we were all putting these teams into the pool. And yeah, the chain reactions are just absolutely insane. I hate to think what the replay code looks like for these rounds that just go on forever. Pets being activated and reactivated. I guess the main problem here is you can see the tree kangaroos are actually able to target themselves as well, which really shouldn't be possible. And the hyena's throwing lollipops around like confetti. And I think actually again Freets is going to beat me here. Yeah, kind of unfortunate there. Maybe it would have been a loss no matter what happened with the Mana Snipe, but still a very funny round. Then here's another one from Not a Game Devlog. Again, it's Hyena, which I guess makes sense since we were all playing these teams at the same time. And the Mammoth starts dishing out stats to everyone. And look at the coffee beans flying, activating those abilities over and over. I guess because the catfish got moved there, it didn't have a friend ahead in order to give any buffs, but I think... yeah, the blue-ringed octopus gets hit like 3 or 4 times there, and everything ends up almost 50-50. Yeah, I think there might have actually been some visual bugs there in terms of the stat lines, because I feel like one of the units there got knocked out when the other pet didn't have enough attack. Yeah, it's all very silly. Now, we'll just finish off with a couple of clips here from the test server. This is just me playing against myself. And myself and Meris did a lot of testing on Tree Kangaroo Metis a lot more than me, but I did record a bunch of clips of really funny interactions. Originally, Kakapo actually had a different ability, so it could kind of cause these chain reactions with Tree Kangaroo as well. I couldn't find the worst clip. There was a clip that almost went on for an infinite loop. But any of these ones where you've got Tree Kangaroo v Tree Kangaroo, it goes pretty horribly wrong. There were also some pets that were seriously bugged, like Mandrill. Mandrill could knock out both teams instantly. Not entirely sure why that is, but I guess it's because toys are kind of like a sixth pet on your team. So the Mandrill suddenly being able to target any pet meant that it was able to target pets on the squad as well instead of just the toy. And then here's a funny bug with Giant Otter, where it would one by one give and remove the stats, the temporary stats. But I think I'm going to lose again. Yep. So I think in most of these clips, much like in real life, Silly ended up getting the better of me.